Hello, good morning, Yoshi-san.
Oh, good morning.
Yes, great to have you again in my class today. How are you?
So far so good. How about you?
Oh, wow, that's really awesome to hear. I'm also doing very good today. Thank you very much for asking.
Sounds good.
Oh, so since it's almost weekend, any special plans to do?
We are planning the afternoon. We beat. There's some very big spa bath system. So that facility have a lot of the bath system. So sauna bath or steam bath and carbon dioxide bath or jet bath or anyways open air bath. So that facility have a relaxing, and there's another room. So for the massage room or
Wow.
restaurants, and there's a lot of the comic book, almost 10,000 more comics, and
Wow,
yes,
that's
sir.
awesome.
Anyway, we make a relaxing time for that facility.
Oh, I think that would be great. So I hope you can have a wonderful time, well spent with your family.
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you as well for sharing. So for today's lesson request, Yoshi-san, we are going to have the lesson 45 from the Conversational American English that is entitled Charisma, right?
Yes, Charisma.
Okay, so let's now take a look at the picture. Can you please tell me what can you see from here?
Okay, in this picture, I can see the one Caucasian young man standing. He's wearing the half-sleeve military suits and
Okay.
pants is denim jeans and brown shoes. So I think that his height is a little short because the bottom of part of the pants is folded.
Okay, correct.
He has short black hairs, and his both hand into his jeans pocket, and his facial expression is a little smiling. I noticed the black wristband, so his left wrist, maybe his wristwatch, and he's making some pose for camera. I guess he might be the professional model. This room is maybe camera studio because the background is just white, and this location is in spite of bright, but his shadow is very light. That's all.
Oh, wow, that was an impressive description. Thank you so much for imagining the situation during the time the picture was taken.
Thank you.
Okay, then how about in your case, Yoshi-san? You've mentioned it looks like a camera studio. So when you were still younger or even up to this time, do you also want to have your picture taken in a studio?
I don't remember. So maybe the always, almost all the time, I have my own cameras. So to take a picture by the studio is very expensive. So most of the case I take through my camera. So when I was young, my camera is of course film camera. So the film cost is very expensive. So I carefully I choose fact scenario or fact figures take my camera, but recently become a digital camera. So this digital camera is very cheap, almost no cost. So I take a lot of the tons of the pictures. So but
wow.
just take pictures, not see that pictures. So it's some funny. So take picture but don't see that picture. So when I was young, so the picture is very precious ones. So and we have some albums. So and I put in arranged all albums. So sometimes we see that kind of pictures. So I record that kind of time.
Wow. So when you browse through or you look at your pictures, you will remember the memories that you have when the picture was taken.
Yes.
Wow. Yes, actually that's great. And since we're talking about charisma, do you think you have the charisma?
Charisma is a very subjective powers, not objective powers. So some person feels a strong charisma, but the other person never feel that power. So the charisma is not difficult to explain.
Difficult to explain, yes, that's right.
It's just feeling, so not explanation. So.
Oh, exactly right. So because it cannot really explain by physical attractiveness, but however, the person could feel your charm or you can inspire other people just likely because of your presence, right?
Definitely.
Okay, thank you very much for sharing, Yoshi-san. Then let's continue with the exercise number 2. We're gonna read the dialogue together. Please read the A part. I'll do letter B first.
Okay. Have you met James?
I think I've heard about him, but I don't exactly remember.
He's the most unusual person I know.
What do you mean by that?
You understand when you see him.
Is it his physical look?
Not really. There is a positive way that he has speaking and choosing the word that he will use. That's unique. But that's not what I'm talking about.
He seems to be interesting.
Well, he's definitely remarkable, but I actually goes beyond speech. I think it's what people call charisma.
Oh, now I understand what you mean. I am just full of it, and I am so tired, you know?
Hahaha, what a big joke.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's now exchange our roles.
Okay,
Have you met James?
I think I've heard about him, but I don't exactly remember.
He's the most unusual person I know.
What do you mean by that?
You'll understand when you see him.
Is his physical look?
Not really. There's a positive way that he has of speaking and choosing the words that he will use that's unique. But that's not what I'm talking about.
I seems to be interesting.
Well, he's definitely remarkable, but it actually goes beyond speech. I think it's what people call charisma.
Oh, now I understand what you mean. I'm just full of it, and I'm so tired, you know?
Ha ha ha! What a big joke. Okay, so do you have a question here?
Nothing in particular.
Okay, so let's go over now with the vocabulary review. So you'll read the words or expressions from the dialogue, and then you'll be making sentence example using these words, okay?
Okay. Charisma, mysterious power to fascinate and attract person magnetism. So I think the founder of the every religious sect have a strong charisma because, for example, the Buddha, Jesus Christ,
Okay.
Muhammad, even the new religion founder also have some kind of charisma. That's all.
Oh, wow. Good job, because you were able to cite examples that supported your ideas.
Yeah.
Very good. Let's do number 2.
Okay, remarkable. So the worthy of notice, extraordinary. So the 2 years ago, my cousin get sick. It was a mini stroke. And after that, he right half body not moving freely.
You mean paralyzed?
Yes, and not word is clear. But recently, he made a remarkable recovery by the hard rehabilitation. It's not perfect, but he make a serious effort. That's all.
Oh, wow, that's good to know. So you are relating to a personal experience, right?
Yeah, yes, sir. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. So I am also happy. But although you mentioned that it wasn't perfect, but at least he made a remarkable recovery, right?
Yes.
Okay,
I'm
thank
happy
you
to
very
brag
much for
on
that.
Yes.
So let's now move on to exercise 4, and this will be the comprehension questions.
Okay.
Okay, yes, for number 1, who is James? And tell something about him.
He's a very unique person. So his way of speaking little different from others. So but most unique point is he has a very strange personal magnetic power, so-called charisma. It's maybe the a priori powers, I think.
Oh, wow, exactly. So that is right. So he has a very appealing power, and that is what we call the charisma.
Yeah.
Okay, and do the speakers have charisma?
Of course, they don't have charisma.
Oh, yes, that's right. Because they were likely attracted to one person who they think is noticeable other than them, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, then how extraordinary are you, Yoshi-san?
I'm a so-so unique person. So because when I was working, I don't aim my career. So most of the person aim advance their career, but I don't. So but instead of that, I graduate to university. So when I was working, so one is a correspondence university, and the other is a night school. So and I take my right of the vacation, so full of vacation. So and I go to the many of the abroad with my family. So that's why I'm a pretty unique person.
Oh, wow, that's awesome. And as what you've mentioned, you seem like a pretty unique person. So can it also attract other people. So making them like amazed with your skills, with your abilities, and how you interact with other people.
Well, I think, of course, there is many of person who have a very special ability and special charm. So of course, I attract them. And I respect them, even though they are working just they don't have any hobby, just working,
Okay.
workaholic. So
Okay.
I also respect them because I'm a kind of the lazy workers, but my salary made for workaholic person, and I always appreciate their way of working.
Oh, wow, that's good. So that would just make the, as what you've said, you are an extraordinary person. Okay, so do you have a certain way of speaking and choosing words?
I like the Japanese literature,
Okay.
I like the reading and also the writing. And one of my aim to go to the university to study the Japanese literature. And when I have a serious conversation, I always choose my words, so more sophisticated words and impressive Japanese. So that's all.
Oh, wow. Talking about Japanese literature, what made you interested of it?
Most of my favorite author is Haruki Murakami. He's a very most famous Japanese novelist. His work of literature is every year he is a candidate for the Nobel Prize. I recommend you if you have a opportunity. A lot of the books, his books, translated English or other countries' words. He's a very international novelist. He's a very popular in the world.
Wow, that's awesome. So again, what's the name? Haruki
Haruki Murakami. Murakami Haruki.
Okay, thank you very much for that. And hopefully, if I can have time, I'll be looking forward to learning something from the novels that this person created.
I recommend you once read his books.
Oh, thank you very much for that. Okay, so do you know anyone who has charisma? Tell something about him or her.
I'm afraid 3 decades ago, there's some new religious sect, so-called Om, has a big incident. They sprayed the sarin gas, in the subway. Many of the people, almost 20 people died. By that sarin gas, and thousands of the people have damage for that gas. Leader of this has a very strong charisma. Many elite, smart young person believe him. And he have some big incident for his selfish dogmas. So the and after incident, so the he of course he arrested and get the death penalty. So the maybe 3 years ago that death penalty execution. So of course the leaders and almost 10 disciples of him. So and but still renewal sect remains, and there is a small believer for that kind of leader. So that's all.
Oh, I understand. So the person was able to use his charisma in order to attract people to be a part of their religion, right?
Yes, yes.
But unfortunately, he used it in a wrong way.
Yeah, yes.
Oh, leading him to execution. Okay, thank you very much for sharing. Now let's do the perspective. So here you have to agree or disagree and explain why.
Okay.
So,
I political
number one?
leader should have charisma. So that of course major politician need charisma, but I think recently the politician don't have the strong charisma. So the ancient politician maybe have the charisma. For example, the Churchill have it, De Gaulle have it, Roosevelt have it. Also, the Hitler has a very strong charisma. But recently, the Trump or Biden don't have the charisma. I guess beginning of the Obama have some charisma, but soon disappeared his charisma.
Oh,
That's all.
that's right. Oh, but talking about political leaders' charisma, you were able to mention some of the U.S. presidents, but how about your own prime minister?
Japanese.
Who do you think have the greatest charisma of all?
Japanese, every Japanese politician don't have the charisma. Maybe in Japan, some kind of the famous singer or actor and actress. So several people have charisma. It's brightened on the stage. So, but politicians don't have every charisma. So.
I understand. So because not all politicians will be admired by people because of their character and personality, right?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, and for the last question, since it's almost time, what's the difference between beauty and charm?
Beauty and charm is different. So beauty means superficial appearance and superficial gorgeous. But charm is a little different. So charm is a very sophisticated word. So it's from the deep inside and personality, character, and express his or her personality. That's all.
Wow. Oh, that's amazing, Yoshi-san. And since it's already time, I would like to thank you very much for a very fascinating discussion today. Thank you to your impeccable skills and your vast knowledge because you were able to answer everything. So you were very precise, most especially when giving your examples for each sentence that you create. So thank you very much. I'll see you then. Please take care and be healthy always.
Thank you for your compliments. So see you next time.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
See you next time. Bye-bye.